So these are the 6 blades they dropped off. As you can see, they're pretty loaded with grass. So we want to get all of that off, because after they're sharpened, I put them on the balancer, and with all that grass on there, you're not going to get a true balance on that blade. And if, as you guys probably already know, that if the blades aren't balanced, it plays hell with the bearings, and that's a pretty expensive fix if you got to rip them out and put new bearings on the mower. So what we do here, like I said, we're going to bring them over to here. I'm going to place them or clean them right here on the wire wheel. And then from there, we'll balance them right on the Magnamatic. Now this thing here is extremely accurate. There's a couple ways to check on this. You use this portion here, and this here, make sure when you put it up on here and it spins that the blades aren't warped or twisted. I usually do that after I clean them off, before I sharpen them, because if the blade is, has a real bad bend in it, I want to let the customer know that, so they don't have to, they can go replace it. We're not going to sharpen something and put a bad bent blade back onto their mower. This thing is really, like I said, accurate, and I'll show you how that works as we move a little bit further. I'm not going to bore you showing you the whole process of cleaning these things off with the wire wheel. I'll just do a little bit of it, especially for people that maybe haven't done it before, so they can kind of see what it looks like. And again, on that note, for people that haven't done it before, I would recommend wearing like a face mask, a pair of gloves, and some eye protection. I'm not a safety Sally guy by no means, and I'm not preaching anybody. You do what you're comfortable with, but you almost can kind of taste some of that stuff coming off, so I'm sure it's getting into your lungs if you don't wear something. And more importantly, those little wires that are in that wheel flying off like that, I've had them stuck in my face and my neck, my arms, stuff like that. And again, that's no big deal, but if you got one in your eye, it could be probably a real horror show. So I would recommend, just one of these face masks here, or with the protectors, a pair of gloves, and some safety glasses, and you should be good to go. All right, thanks. Okay, there you go. Blades are all cleaned up. Just like I said, all the heavy grass is off of them. And take a look at the floor. This is kind of why I was saying it might be worthwhile to wear something, because all of that can be in your lungs. You'd be breathing it in. So now we're going to go over to the Magnamatic balancer and show you that real quick. Okay, it's on the balancer. And this rod here is what I was talking about. See where it's at there? You just check it, and all you do is take it and give it a spin and make sure that either side doesn't hit that rod. If it hits that rod, then you know you're got a bent blade. So this one here is nice. We're good to go. We'll stop it here, and you can see how close it is. So you see, you barely see any light there. So this blade is not bent. It's good to go. I had recorded information about that sharpening system. I don't know what happened. My sausage fingers hit something, and maybe it deleted it or erased it or didn't record. I'm not sure 100%. But the system I was using there is called the All-American Sharpener. You can go online. The gentleman that designed it and manufactured it right here in the USA has a lot of videos on it. I'm not sponsored, of course, or anything by it, but I've had it for maybe about 2 years now. I've done hundreds of blades with it. I'm real happy with it. No complaints there whatsoever. There are other systems. Magnamatic makes a great one, and I think I forget the other company. It might have been Oregon makes a really good one I've seen on YouTube. The only thing with that is they're very expensive. For what I'm doing, I think the Magnamatic one with the cleaner, you're talking like probably over $2,000 to $3,000. The price point is great for guys like guys like me that are, you know, just been doing it and don't do a ton of blades. I think it was maybe $150 to get into it. You need your own angle grinder. It runs off of flap discs, and what it does is you set the angle, you put the angle grinder into the bar that holds it, and it gives you the exact angle for the blade, whether you want 35, 40, 45, or even less. And they make adapters for certain blades, like Honda has a certain type of blade, and the way it's angled, you need this adapter for it. So real good system. Go online, check it out, and you can kind of go from there. All right, sorry about that squirrel up on the video, but that's something I seem to do a lot. Okay, there it is on the Magnum-matic balancer. That's about almost perfect there. So as long as you're getting it right about there, as you can see, you are good to go. It's still moving a tiny bit, but that's more than good enough for a mower blade. Now, like I said, these things here are probably one of the most accurate ones you can get. Okay, the last step I do is I just give it a quick spray. WD-40. This is only to make sure it doesn't get any surface rust on it. I do both sides. That way, like I said, sometimes these people are getting these things done and then they're planning on you know, storing them until they're ready to throw them on. So this way, like I said, it doesn't get flash rust.